भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एवं तत्सत्। रीडिंग फ्रॉम चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य आदि लीला chapter 3 verse number 63 onward, 63 to maybe 5 verses, 67, 68 will cover. We'll chant Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya and then we'll read the verse, we'll offer the Mangalacharan prayers. And let us look at the Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Verse number 63 from chapter 3, titled The External Reasons for the Appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Smita aloka sokam harati jagatam yasya parito giram tu prarambha kushala patalim pallavayati padalamba kamba pranayati nahi prema nivaham sadeva chaitanya kritir aditaram na krupayatu. This is Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is quoting this. Explain, this is coming from Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Srila Rupa Goswami has written many verses. He has composed many books he has written. Out of that, this is called Caitanya Ashtakam, 8 verses. And there are 3 of them. Pradama Chaitanya Ashtakam, Pradama Chaitanya Ashtakam, Dvitiya Chaitanya Ashtakam, Tritiya Chaitanya Ashtakam. 3 times he has written. 3 different meditations, contemplations, ecstasies pouring out from it. All 3 of them are begging. First one is more almost in line with like Jagannatha Ashtakam. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagam Bhavatme. You will see that last line repeating in all the 8 verses. May Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may be appear before my eyes, on the path of my eyes before me. That was every prayer, every verse. So here also, I think Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoted before this or after this. He quoted Pradama Chaitanya Ashtakam. So this is Ditiya Chaitanya Ashtakam, verse number 8. In the second Chaitanya Ashtakam, Rupa Goswami is offering, may Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may he shower his great causeless mercy on us. The third verse is also offering similar one. May Sachinandana, may Mukunda offer his mercy to his greatest fool. So, that's how he's offering these 3 verses, but describing the glory of Sankirtan, describing the glory of how everyone is worshipping, describing the beauty of Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his limbs, his color, his complexion, his lotus face, his lotus eyes, everything about him in all these 3 verses. Here also similarly is describing. So that is the context in which this, because this is external reason of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll chant 2 more times, read the translation, then we'll offer Mangalacharan, we'll go further. explain this context in which this Adi Lila is spoken, then we'll look at this chapter context, then we'll delve into this 4 5 verses, uh, what it means. We'll connect also with one of the song as well. Smita aloka sokam harati jagatam yasya parito गिरां तु प्रारंभ कुशल पतलीं पल्लवयति पदालंबकं वा प्रणयति नहि प्रेम निवहं सदेव चैतन्याकृतेरतितरम् अतितरां न कृपयतु स्मिता आलोक शोकं हरति जगतां यस्य परितो गिरां तु प्रारंभ कुशल पतलीं पल्लवयति पदा आलंबकं वा प्रणयति नहि प्रेम निवहं सदेव चैतन्याकृतेरतितरं न कृपयतु. Word to word. Smita, smiling. Aloka, glance. Sokam, the bereavement. Harati, takes away. Jagatam, of the world. Esya, whose. Parita, all around. Giram, of the speech. Tu, also. Prarambha, the beginning. Kushala, of auspiciousness. Patalim, the mass. Pallavayati, causes to blossom. Pada, alamba, taking hold of the lotus feet. Kam va, what possibly. Pranayati, leads to. No, not he, certainly. Prema nivaham, quantity of love of Godhead. Sa he. Deva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Kriti, having the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Atitaram, excessively. Na, unto us. Kripayatu, may he show his mercy. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya, bestow his causeless mercy upon us. His smiling glance at once drives away all the bereavements of the world, and his very sweet words, his very words, enliven the auspicious creepers of devotion by expanding their leaves. Taking shelter of his lotus feet invokes transcendental love of God at once. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya, bestow his causeless mercy upon us. His smiling glance at once drives away all the bereavements of the world, and his very words enliven the auspicious creepers of devotion by expanding their leaves. Taking shelter of his lotus feet invokes transcendental love of God at once. Purport by Prabhupada, this verse is Dvitiya Sri Chaitanya Ashtaka 8 from the Stavamala of Sri Rupa Goswami. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pungum Langete Girim Yat Krupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Denataram Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhu Bhaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Anantapadu Vaishnavanda ki jai. Namo Jagardas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं. श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय. श्रीपाद की जय. गौर भक्तों की जय. Beautiful verse, beautiful verses, beautiful chapter. Whole Chaitanya. Sriyatam nityam chintitam muda. What is third line? Chaitanya Charitamrita. So one should read, one should take great pleasure in. So Giyatam Muda Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anta Lila, one of the chapter, this verse is quoted. One should hear, one should chant, one should meditate, and with great happiness. Then one's life can be perfected and attain the Krishna Prema. So this chapter is explaining the externalism. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila has 17 chapters. In that, the first 14 plus 3, 17 verses are very important. It is setting the whole context. It is giving the objective of pure devotion service. and it is offering obeisances, and it is offering benedictions. Uh, so Krishnadas is offering obeisances and also offering the benedictions. Objective. The first verse and second verse are describing the spiritual masters, who is Guru Tattva. So five truths, six truths. In Panchatattva, that is later verse 5. And then second verse, third verse, which is third verse related to. Third verse is describing about the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme absolute personality of Godhead, supreme absolute truth. So that third verse is related to the second chapter. So whole chapter is describing with various quotations. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna and establishing as per the Brahman effulgence, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So all those aspects are described on now, this chapter is related to the fourth verse. Fourth verse is establishing external reasons. External reason is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically has come as Krishna himself has come to deliver everybody, giving Krishna Prema highest by giving the Nama Sankirtan. Out of 64 limbs of devotion service, nectar devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Prabhupada translated as chapter 8 or chapter 6, I think. Chapter 6, in that you will see 64 limbs. In Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj is giving the 9 limbs. Those are prominent. Out of 64, 9 are prominent. Out of 9, 5 are prominent. Panchanga Bhakti, Nama Sankirtan, Bhagavad Sravan, Srimurti Sriddhya Srevam, worshipping the deity with great faith, with great absorption. Mathura Vas, staying in a holy place or making our home as a holy place. And then the last one is association of devotees, sadhu sangha. So out of 64, 9 are important, Sravanam Kirtanam to Natunivedan. Out of 9, these 5 are important. Out of 5, it's as per Nama Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name is the primary. And that is also sadhu sangha. Yeah, both are goes hand in hand. Sadhu sangha is the topmost. So by sadhu's mercy, then we'll enter into this process. By sadhu's mercy, we start picking up the chanting beats and start chanting. We get faith, we develop some taste. So all those things, by sadhu's mercy, will get out of the anartha, sadhu's mercy will get initiation. All these things, everything is by the sadhu. So the sadhu sangha is the key for the driver, for even Nama Sankirtan also. But that is the important principle. That is the external reason why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. This whole chapter is describing that external reason. So fourth verse, which is very famous. That verse is called whole Chaitanya Caritamrita is laid out on that particular verse because it is Paribhasa Sutra. So it is establishing that. Anarpita Charim Charat Karunaya Avatirna Kalo. No one else has been given. This similar verse is there in Antilila or Madhilila, chapter 12 also. Similar verse. So, Anarpita Charim Charat Karunaya Avatirna Kalo Samarpayatam Unnata Ujjala Rasam Swa Bhakti, his own bhakti. In this chapter also, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writing that, explaining that Krishna appears in the 28th Divya Yuga of this right now is Brahma's days are going by. The 28th Divya Yuga right now, Vivaswan, Vaivasvata Manus, Vivaswan is ruling. So his 27 Divya Yugas are done. Each one day of Brahma is 71 Divya Yugas. No, one day of Brahma, the 14 Manus change. Each Manu has 71 Divya Yugas, their lifetime period is. And then right now that 7th Manvantara is going on, which is Vaivasvata Manu is ruling. And then within that, there are 27 yugas already gone. That means Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. These 4 are called Divya yugas together. So that 27, already 27 times these 4 yugas has already gone. Now 28th is going on. In that 28th one, every day of Brahma, Lord Krishna comes in Dwapara Yuga. Immediately in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. In all other Dwapara Yuga, Krishna doesn't come. In all Kali Yugas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't come. So this is specific. In one day of Brahma, only once Lord Krishna comes, once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we are very fortunate that we are in this Kali Yuga, we are in the association of devotees. We got the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Guru, so we should use it very wisely. So that's why this chapter is very much connected. from the fourth verse, Anarpita Charim Charat Swabhakti Sriyam. He was contemplating. When I was in Dwapar Yuga, yes, I did so, but with great awe and reverence. They are looking for liberation, they are doing servitude, all these things, but mostly in awe and reverence. They come to Vaikuntha, but I didn't give myself my own pure love. So let me give it. That was his action, that was his one thought. But deeper than that, the second thought is there. That is the main internal reason, which is in the fifth and sixth verse describing. That says Anta Krishna Bahir Gaura. Anta Krishna Bahir Gaura. So inside is Krishna, Bahir Gaura. So outside is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but inside is Krishna. So Anta Krishna means Radharani. So Prabhupada quoting Jiva Goswami. Later on in this chapter, we'll see 117 verses or 16 verses are there. One of the verse, 105 or so. Prabhupada, that verse is there. Anta Krishna Bahir Gaura. There, Prabhupada is quoting Jiva Goswami Sandarbha and explaining what is Anta Krishna means. It is Srimati Radharani's. She is the only one who can think of Krishna all the time. Nobody else can think of Krishna 24/7 all the time. She can. So that Anta Krishna means that is taking the mood of Srimati Radharani. So appearing in the mood of Radharani, how she is relishing the topmost rasa. That is the internal reason. Fifth and sixth is Sri Radhaya Pranaya Vikriti Ahladani Siktir. So Pranam Hima Kidrisi, that sixth verse. Fifth and sixth are internal reasons. Fourth verse is external reasons. Then 7 to 11, 5 verses describing Lord Nityananda Prabhu's glories. So that's why after this chapter and the fourth chapter, this is third chapter. Fourth and then fifth onward, Balram's glories, because of related to that 7 to 11.
Obstructive sleep apnea.
Hare Krishna, please. Mute your lines, please. Hare Krishna.
I was scared and you started breathing.
Prabhu, can you mute everybody's line? Otherwise, yeah, okay.
Good, yeah.
Thank you. So, fifth, sixth verse is describing, and then 7 to 11 is Nityananda Prabhu's glories, and then 12, 13 is Advaita Acharya Prabhu's glories. 14th verse is describing Panchatattva, 5 truths, devotee's incarnation, like Advaita Acharya Prabhu and Nityananda, expansion, incarnation. Then that is the left side, or if you, from here, if you see left side, on the right side, you will see the Shakti Tattva and Jiva Tattva. Shakti Tattva is Gadadhar Pandit, and Jiva Tattva is pure devotee, Narad Muni, Srivas Thakur. This is 5, that is 14th verse. And then 15, 16, 3 verses are describing about the 3 deities. Because where did he receive? Author receives the order of Guru and Krishna. So from all the way from Nityananda Balaram, then he meets the 6 Goswamis, then finally receives the mercy of Radha Madan Mohan, then Radha Govindev, Radha Gopinath. Then he receives the mercy and he how to write. Everything was given, just like Sri Prabhupada, Krishna is dictating his writing. Radha Madan Mohan is dictating, Krishna Das Goswami writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that is in the next chapter. So in Adi Lila, all these are described. So in this way, 17 verses are describing the whole 17 chapters of Adi Lila. Then you'll see trunks and branches of both Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita. Then explains about the 5 chapters about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent, his childhood pastimes, Kaumara, then Pauganda, then further childhood, and then childhood and youth, 17th chapter. In this way, the whole Adi Lila is describing about the internal reason, external reason, 5 truths, 5 personalities, what it means, all associates of the Lord, because Lord is always coming with his associates. Now this 4th chapter is describing, because in this Prabhupada is writing, if you read the first purport, Srimad Bhagavatam also, don't neglect that. Prabhupada's books from beginning to end, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, always you read beginning to end. For Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you want to read, you can read from Adi Lila, Anta Lila, come back to Adi Lila, fine. But we have to read from end to end, because Prabhupada mentions many details in this chapter, because most of the time it is picked up from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, or he is the spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Amrita Pravaha Bhashya in Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita also similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarization. So he's writing in this chapter also. So in this chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, described Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writing, he wants to establish the truth why Krishna has appeared to give the holy name. People may think, no, he is not the Supreme Lord, he is not Krishna. So to authorized statements revealed from revealed scriptures. He's quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, but he also wants to establish his bodily limbs, his bodily symptoms, his bodily limbs, the holy about the holy name, where and all it is mentioned in various Puranas, various scriptures. So that's how in this chapter, that's why he's quoting here Krishnadas Kaviraj was quoting the Chaitanya Ashtakam of Rupa Goswami, because Rupa Goswami is describing the limbs of the bodily limbs, beautiful bodily limbs. That's how you know, because Lord Ramachandra, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, all these Lord incarnations has a beautiful form, beautiful transcendental form, attributes and his various, what do you call, the symbols on the feet, all these are, no one else can have. No other personality other than the Supreme Lord can have. So, and he's quoting, that's right, he's quoting various acharyas, various books, as per Srimad Bhagavatam, to understand that he is none other than Krishna himself. He's quoting the Vyasdev has been told by Lord Krishna in one of the Upa Purana, that also you will see in this particular chapter, about how he is told that as a Hari, I will come and distribute the holy name. I will take sannyas. I will come in the sannyas order and distribute this. He's telling Vyasdev in one of the Upapurana. He's been told that also. So one by one is that's why this Chaitanya Charitamrita is called Bhagavat Sammas Shastra. There is no difference between Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Because that's why everywhere, Madhya Lila, you'll see repeatedly, you'll see the quotations. When he says something, then immediately gives authorized statement, verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why it's non-different. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, both are non-different from Srimad Bhagavatam. As especially Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur has given. Everybody, anybody who's staying here, everybody should read Chaitanya Bhagavat every day. They all used to read in the morning, just like we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. They all read Chaitanya Bhagavat. That is mm, prescription or instruction. They all followed it. So it's very important. So now in this particular 63 verse, so for that reason, after explaining about this quoting Srimad Bhagavatam from Karabhajan Muni from 11th canto, while Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in a golden color in Srimad Radharani's color, not blackish blue. Krishna Varnam Trisha A Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parsadam Yagnai Sankirtanai Prajajanti Sumedasa. But how do you get the mercy here? He is requesting mercy. So we'll see that verse also, the prayer by, I think, Narottam Das Thakur. Goranga Bolite Ave Polakasere. We'll sing that song also. There also you'll see that. By simply chanting, but one has to have faith. So in this verse also, you'll see 63 verse, it is writing that Lord's glance. By the simply glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can be relieved of the bereavement of this world, lamentation, illusion, anxiety, fear, or by the enlivening by the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or taking a shelter of the lotus feet. So what it means to take the shelter of the lotus feet, what it means to receive the glance of the sadhu, glance of the Lord. When we act on the instructions of sadhu, when we act on the instructions of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then naturally his glance, his mercy, he can enliven us, he can inspire us in the heart. Many ways we can look at, especially the chanting of the holy name has to be taken very seriously. How will you take? Because just like Advaita Acharya, if you go in this chapter all the way down, you will see that Advaita Acharya himself thought, I'm not capable to give. Krishna himself was thinking in the beginning itself, he was written. He was thinking, liberation, all other incarnations give. Or maybe even you are explaining that also, 5 liberations. Even Pandavas are not interested in liberation. Diyamanam nagrunanti. Sarishti, Samipya, Salokya, Sayujya. Sayujya, anyway, devotee doesn't want. That is merging into Brahmana. Same opulence as the Lord, Sarishti and Salokya, same planet as the Lord, Samipya, close to the Lord. You could be on the planet. There are 7 gates in Vaikuntha itself, where Lakshmi Narayan resides. It is not that you are in the planet, doesn't mean you are next to the Lord, you are seeing everything. No, because it's so vast. or in New Jersey itself is vast. Imagine spiritual world, how big it is. Our universe is smallest, teeny universe. Chaturmukha Brahma. So many universes, big universes are there. So now imagine the spiritual world is the three-fourth, how big it is, how vast it is. So that's a Samipya means that is also. So you may not necessarily be other liberations, not necessarily you are with the Lord. You are close to the Lord regularly. So that's the Samipya is close to the Lord. Different devotees have different thoughts and rasa. So accordingly, they get to that particular liberation. Like that. Samipya, Salokya, Sarishti, Sayuja, and Salokya, same planet. In this way, five. But five kinds of liberation. Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha. But devotee is not interested in any of them. Mm, any of them. He is only interested how to give love to Krishna. Atmendriya Triptyam Taranam Prem, Krishnendriya Triptyam Taranam. No, Atmendriya Triptyam Taranam Kam. That is our enjoyment, senses enjoy. But Krishnendriya Triptyam Taranam Prem. So, in that way, Krishna was contemplating and he said, I should give my own. Because all other incarnation, liberation are at the best at on difference. Even if you go from Vaikuntha to Ayodhya, even then it is not at the higher level. Even then it is a Vishram, it is a Gaurav. It is not so intimate. It's still it stops at one level. Gaurav means still some on difference is there. It's not intimate. When you go to Golok Vrindavan, that also out of five, one is taken out. Because Shantaras, there is not much exchange. Shanta means it's neutral. So that also is explained. Out of five rasas, Bhagavad Gita itself, Prabhupada is explaining in the introduction. If you remember in the introduction itself, there are five primary rasas, seven secondary rasas. Prabhupada explains that five primary rasas. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. Shanta is neutrality. So that neutrality means the rivers, the oceans, the mountains, the cows, the deers, these are all neutrality. So, but more exchange is actually next rasa, Dasya, like Rakta, Patra, there are many servants. In every planet. In Vaikuntha they have, Ayodhya they have servants, in Golovrindavan. But these other planets are more on reverence. When it goes to the Golovrindavan, everything is Vishramba. Vishramba means intimate, more absurd, more intimate. They can jump, you can't jump on Lord Ramachandra, you can't jump on Lord Narayan. Not possible. There it's not that intimate. You have to come to Golok Vrindavan to do all those things. Servant Dasya and Sakya, friendship as cohort boys. Billions of cohort boys. We can also become one of the cohort boys. But we can't imitate things. I am now cohort boy, I will act now itself. We'll start acting as a cohort boy. And then we will fall down from the current position. We can't. This has to be by devotion service, everything will be revealed. Who we are, what is our form, everything. But much later stage. Under the guidance of Guru, everything will be revealed. It's not artificially, we are not supposed to become a gopi or a coward or any one of these. So, as much as chanting, while chanting, you simply have to hear, not contemplating, and I mean, now in this pastime, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And that is not the thought process. And some of the sampradaya, even in the Ritvik, all these things are there. But that is not how Sri Prabhupada has instructed. So, how we should chant. Naturally, one supposed to go to the pastime, enter into the pastime, naturally, not explicitly thinking or doing it. Naturally, as we chant, we are already in the pastimes. As in Raghunath Das Goswami's pastimes, you hear, or other Goswamis in Vrindavan, you hear these pastimes. As they are there in the meditation, they are already in the pastime. They are not there. They are in Samadhi. Days they are in Samadhi. So that is a natural state. We are not in the natural state. We are thinking that we can enter. So Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. Nama will reveal Rupa, Guna, Lila when we come to that. That's the Nama Sankirtan. This whole chapter is very important. Nama Sankirtan has to be taken seriously. When can we chant? Only when we have mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the one who has given. First aspect we have to take is one has to offer Tulsi leaves. Advaita Acharya, he told, I am not qualified. Let me pray humbly. Then he thought, no, I can't bring him down, Krishna. It is not possible for him. Only way is, then he remembered Gautami Tantra. Tulasi Patra Jalena Chulukena Va. By simply offering Tulasi leaf at the lotus feet of the Lord, he is telling that I will be sold. I will give myself to the person who is offering Tulsi leaves. So we should make sure that we all have Tulsi plant at home. Now it's summer. Tomorrow is especially Ekadasi. That means generally take out the tulsi leaves today. Worst case, okay, tomorrow, but Dwadasi generally we don't take out tulsi leaves. Ideally, Ekas Dwadasi, we take out tulsi leaves today itself because it's very important. You need to have proper plants and you need to have enough leaves to offer regularly. That is the service she likes. If somebody is offering her having the plant, she can only give more mercy. So she will be happy when somebody is taking the leave and offering to the Lord. If somebody is maintaining nicely green, everything, but they are not offering to the Lord, she's not happy. She's not, because that is her job, is always engaging others in service or herself being engaged in the Lord's service. That's what she desires, she likes. And that's why she's Vrindadevi. She's in charge of Vrindavan pastor. So it is our duty to try to, as much as possible, if not daily, at least um, once in a week or more, ideally daily. But we should try, especially Ekadashi day, we better. So everything, whenever you are there in the home, you should offer, offering obeisances. If you are coming to temple, we should make sure we are offering tulsi leaves, especially if you are pujari, you better make sure. Any deity worship, you do 5 minutes or you do half an hour, anything. Without tulsi, there is no, it's not actually complete. It is incomplete. Prabhupada said it in Krishna Balaram Mandir. My job is complete. I have installation complete. I offered tulsi is done. All the other things are additional. But with that, I'm already, Lord is there. Lord is sold out to the person who is offering tulsi. So that's so important. Advaita Acharya himself is submitting. He's Mahavishnu, Sadasiva incarnate. He himself is thinking, I'm not qualified. I can't bring him. Only way I can bring is let me offer. He's also going with the statement of Shastra. So that is Sadhu and Tulsi Maharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wrote in Chaitanya Bhagavad, there is a verse, I can't remember the verse. While he is going, Tulsi Maharani has been taken in front of him. Then he is chanting. So that is some devotees sit in front of Tulsi or close to Tulsi Maharani and chant, close to Prabhupada and chant. It's a good thing. So, because we are taking shelter of Tulsi Maharani. That's why before chanting, Tulsi prayers is there in any ISKCON temple. After Mangalarti, first is Tulsi prayer. You offer obeisance, you chant 10 offenses, then we chant. 6 ashtam, then we chant. Because this is because without her mercy, Lord is not going to accept anything. And we chant on the Tulsi beads. So that's why Tulsi Maharani taking shelter, and we always utter these 2 lines. Eyi nivedana daru. I am submitting to you. Without your mercy, I can't move an inch, I can't chant, I can't hear, I can't give a class, I can't do anything. Eyi nivedana daru, sakiranu gata karo. Sevadikara diye koro nijadaji. By you giving me the service, you are giving me the qualification to do service. Seva adhikara diye koro nijadaji. Then I will become qualified because you are in. Sadasiva himself went to Vrindadevi and Purnamasi. They told you go to dip in Manasingam, then you become a gopi. Then he became Gopeswar Mahadev, and then he did his service. He is doing now also. So he is glorified as Gopeswar Mahadev. So that's why we have to take the mercy of, so then we can get the mercy glance of the Lord. Or we follow the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He told, यारे देखो तारे को कृष्ण उपदेश भारत भूमिते मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थ करे परोपकार. When we do that, naturally, because Prabhupada said, you distribute my books, you give to others, then you get the mercy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur will come personally and take you. So, yes, there's so much. In few of the years, he wrote everybody, except 2 pujaris, everybody else go out and distribute books. That's how he wrote. For specific people, instructed a little differently because he wanted the paintings. And Jadurani Mataji is writing, I want to go for book distribution. No, everybody gets same mercy, whatever. Everything is same, any service you are doing. For her, Prabhupada repeatedly she wrote, repeatedly Prabhupada told her, no, your duty is to do your painting, all those, whatever service she has been assigned, you should do. Once in a while, if you want to do, you can do it. So whatever Guru is giving, but if there is opportunity, we should go and distribute books. Even Jayananda Prabhu also went like that. When they went to Seattle, Prabhupada, I want to also go distribute. What will you do? You are the president of the temple. What will you do? I want to drive the van of the Sankirtan part. Oh, that's very good. Yes, go. So it's very important. What pleases the Guru, what pleases Prabhupada, what pleases Acharya, then naturally their merciful glance is there, and naturally Lord's glance is also there. As soon as we receive Sadhu's glance, Sadhu's mercy, Lord's mercy automatically comes. because he's always with his Lord. That is also there in one of the verse. Lord is in the hearts of Advaita Acharya is telling. Lord is always in the hearts of pure devotee. So if we get the heart, if we get the mercy of the pure devotee, then naturally we get the mercy of the Lord automatically. ये ब्रह्मांड ब्रह्मते को भाग्य गुरु कृष्ण कृपा पाए और what is that other verse ताते कृष्ण बजे गुरोर सेवन माया जाल जुटे कृष्ण चरण माया जाल then maya's grip will be that means we can chant we can wake up then we can hear we can do everything we can take darshan we can do service we can take prasad all these things are possible when maya releases her grip every day consistently we can do. If our grip is there, we can. How can you release our grip? Only way we take shelter of Guru and Krishna. That is the third thing he is telling. One is merciful glance, another one is by the words, enlivened by the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the third statement is telling is taking shelter. Taking shelter means whatever they are instructing, that is what surrender means, that is what shelter means. Not simply taking shelter means you always touch the feet and you always offer obeisance. Yes, that is good. But Krishna repeatedly told, not just one, think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer obeisance. That is also there. But after offering obeisance, one has to think of him and become his devotee and worship him. These three are there. So, not just offering obeisance, that is just one part. But more than that, one has to. The shelter means all these four things comes into picture always. So in that way, we have to understand how can we receive the mercy, how can we receive the glance. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also explicitly told everybody, wherever you go, yeah, serve the sadhus, Krishna Naam, Krishna Katha, Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Seva. These four things repeatedly throughout Chaitanya Bhagavata, you will see that. And other verses are there representing just like in this verse. One will get love of God, love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah, just like Prabhupada Saraswati. Even bhakti is filled with so many thorns because so much Maya is there to captivate us, give allurements. That's a Kala Kali Balina Indriya Vairi Varga. यह भक्ति मार्ग कंठ कोटि रुधा Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuraga. One should take shelter of every Acharya is telling all our devotees. That's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself, even though Lord is dictating his writing, but he is himself is submitting every chapter. Beginning, of course, he is submitting Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nitya. But at the end, you see, every chapter is submitting. Sri Rupa Sanatan, Sri Rupa Raghunath Pade Arayas, Chaitanya Chaitanya Kahe Krishnadas. Every chapter. He could have said once done. And Prabhupada also will see that. Every canto, beginning or in between, you will see, keep repeating. I offer is submitting again and again. Because that is the only way. And so one can actually receive the merciful glance. Otherwise, Maya can capture very easily. As soon as we become little slack, we come out of submission, we become independent, then immediately captures Maya. So that's why then mercy we can't receive. The glance of the Lord we can't receive. We can't be enlivened by the words. We read Bhagavad Gita, but it doesn't enliven, it doesn't inspire, it doesn't give the instruction, it doesn't give the realization, it doesn't give the revelation, what it means, what should we do. Radha is coming, what I'm going to do. It doesn't give the inspiration. So ideally, it's supposed to give every verse when we read the purport, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. It's supposed to give the realization and revelations. So that's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is 100 plus verses is writing and quoting as per these three Pradama and Dvitiya and Tritiya Chaitanya Sikshastakam. Rupa Goswami is quoting one or two or three verses of those 8 verses in each, 24 verses. Out of that, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is quoting, I think, 3 or so in this particular chapter. Very important because his Ishtadev is one of the primary divine master is Rupa Goswami. So by his shelter only, he has received Raghunath Das and others. Raghunath Goswami is master, Nityananda Raghunath Goswami is spiritual master. So that's why he's submitting repeatedly Rupa Raghunath Pade. Narayas is desiring to please them, desiring take shelter and follow their guidance. That's why we submit to our Guru, Prabhupada, and also 6 Goswamis. Then only Abhishta Puran, everything will be wiped out. No Anarthas can check. When we take shelter of 6 Goswamis, when we take that Prabhupada before coming to US also, he did the same thing. So he prayed. He was sitting in the Radha Damodar praying to Rupa Goswami because he's the Acharya who could understand the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is always in line. So that's why by spraying, then he will reveal everything: how to dress the deity, how to cook for the deity, so how to make the garland for everything. Everything he can reveal. He can reveal because he has understood the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without him revealing means he knows everything. So if we submit him, he can reveal how to do everything, how to establish the whole society. So Prabhupada has been revealed what is going to happen, when it will happen. He was revealed. That's why he could know these many temples, these many devotees, these many disciples. Everything he could know. Everything was revealed to him through Rupa Goswami. The same thing. If we take shelter, like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, as that's why he's quoting Rupa, especially Rupa Goswami, multiple times in this particular chapter, 63, before verse and then after verse also. Let us refer to that. Then further verse, we haven't read the further verse, already 752. 64th verse. Sri Anga Sri Mukha Ei Kare Darshana Tara Papa Kshaya Haya Paye Premadam. Otherwise, one may wonder, what do you mean? By looking at the simple face of the Lord, you will get, yes, if you have 100% faith, if you have full faith on the Guru and Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you get. So, same thing is mentioned for Sikshastakam also. If you simply chant Sikshastakam every day, one will develop love of God. In Anta Lila, you will read at the end of Chaitanya, or before Krishnadas was writing. Anybody who is chanting every day, remembering and taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will attain Krishna Prema. It is written. So here also it is. Anyone who looks upon his beautiful body or beautiful face becomes free from all sins and obtains the wealth of love of Godhead. Yes, that's why the Acharya said, Gauranga bolite pulaka sarira, Bobinira. Or Loknath Maharaj sings beautifully this song. Ar kabe nitai chande karuna hoibe samsara vasana dukha tucha habe mane. So, yes, Gauranga bolite. Just by simply chanting Gauranga's name, you are supposed to, your hair is supposed to stand and you are supposed to go into the ecstasy. That means that submission shelter has to be there. Simply by taking the name only. Same way, simply looking at him only. Tears supposed to flow. Nayanam galadastu dhara. But provided we do the first verse, then Nayanam galadastu dhara. The first verse is Nama Sankirtan, what he has come to give. That we cannot do. Then you can't expect to come to Bhava Bhakti, and when you look at him, then tears cannot. You can't expect it. Because what he has given process, we have to follow as it is. If you follow it, and Prabhupada is giving it as it is, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, is exactly doing the same thing. Anyone who looks upon his beautiful body or beautiful face becomes freed from all sins and obtains the wealth of love of Godhead. That's why tomorrow is Ekadasi. We all should chant as early as possible and as many rounds as possible with great attention. If we can do that, then our perfection is guaranteed and we can go back home, back to God in this life only. That's all it needs. So everything else will fall in its place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction of chanting the holy name in the Sadhu Sangha, Tulsi Maharani's association, then we can perfect everything. All anarthas will be kicked out, everything will happen. Anyone who looks upon his beautiful body or beautiful face becomes freed from all sins and obtain the wealth of love of Godhead. So that's why we chant six ashram is also placed after the Mangalarati. So there itself, Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya, there itself, whatever is mentioned, it is already. This is who's writing Chaitanya Bhagavat. Vrindavan Das Thakur, his appearance is there. I think Saturday, Sunday. Last Saturday was Ramananda Ray's disappearance. This Saturday or Sunday are coming up. Vrindavan Das Thakur in few days. So a very important day. So he is writing, Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemava Divya Chaisundaraya Tasmai Maha Prema Rasa Pradhaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo. Rajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaika Petaro Kamalaya Taksho Viswambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Privaro Karunavataro is the most merciful. Yes, that also is explained in this particular chapter. His neck growth upon all these symptoms tells us that he is the same personality of God. He is not an ordinary person. He is not a demigod. He is not a great person. He is Supreme Lord himself. Because his neck growth upon his hands are touching the knees. For Lord Ramachandra also is mentioned. Ordinary person, he can see all these things. All these symptoms are explained for the Lord, and that is what is quoting all these things, explaining in the same chapter which we are reading today. Beautiful face becomes free from all sins and obtain the wealth of love of Godhead. So that's what it means. You're taking shelter, you're praying, you're offering. You're supposed to offer. When you offer obeisances, as we are driving, as well, if not chanting, if you're not listening, then we're supposed to meditate. Either we're chanting, singing Hare Krishna to ourselves, or we are supposed to utter these prayers, whatever we are learning. So that contemplation should go on. Otherwise, mind will contemplate material things. What else can it contemplate? Because that is its job. Sankalpa, Vikalpa is mind's job. If you do the Lord's things, then it will be better. So purification happens automatically. If you don't, then that will be problem. Anya avatare sabha sainya sastra sanghe, everybody comes with weapons. All the Lord incarnate generally. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told in Vishnu Sahasranam, Sannyasa Kricha Nishta Santo Parayana. There is a Varanga Chandanangadi. He comes with his associates, beautiful associate, Nityananda Balaram, Advaita Sadasiv, Gadadhar, Pandit, and Srivas is coming. Chaitanya Krishnera Sainya Anga Upange. Anga means limb, Anga also means part. In other incarnations, the Lord descended with his armies and weapons. In this, these weapons are all of his parts, and holy name is his weapon, medicine, everything. Is with armies and weapons, but in this incarnation, his soldiers are his plenary parts and associates. So he has delegated. Nityananda, you go to Bengal, so and deliver everybody. I can deliver myself, you deliver it. So in some places, he has given this delegation. And we should be compassionate. We should give it to others, and we should be tolerant and compassionate. Patient with devotees also, junior, senior, whoever. We should be patient as well, as much as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very patient. Sometimes he was serious to instruct. But Nityananda Balaram is very merciful. And Prabhupada said, I am not Nityananda Balaram, I need every one of you. So that's why he said, I can't reject anyone. Sometimes some president has rejected. Don't allow this devotee. Lock him up. Don't make him enter this temple. Then that devotee was there outside crying under the garden. Then somebody told Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada, don't worry, you come with me, you travel with me. Prabhupada said it. So that's how much Prabhupada is merciful. We should not go to that extent and do those things. But even then, Prabhupada is giving his mercy. He's very merciful. So that is Nityananda Balaram's mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is carrying. So he's feeling indebtedness to his spiritual master and the whole parampara all the way to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why we should also feel indebtedness and to give mercy as much as possible, whether we are at temple or at office, wherever we meet people or we walk, whoever we go, everywhere we are supposed to distribute. Everywhere we should tell them to chant. This is the duty. More and more I'm seeing and hearing from Prabhupada, this is what my realization is. These days, whenever I'm going walking, every kid, whoever I see, as much as possible, I try them to chant, and some of them laugh, some of them look at what is this guy doing, crazy or what. Fine, let them think. But this is our job. No? This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. This is what Prabhupada has instructed. Saraswati, who is Krishna? So like the Prabhupada, child can see, she knows, she is preaching. So it's our job. We are not, we are grown up. We have been taught already so many times by Prabhupada or Guru and Sadhu. So many devotees have instructed us what should be done. So that's why we should take it as much as result is not up to us, but doing is our job. And then glance automatically receive. Merciful glance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be there naturally because that is his instruction. We are carrying out his instruction. Then mercy, he will be obliged to give the mercy at that time. This is another verse of Chaitanya Sikshastakam. Chaitanya Nastakam, not Sikshastakam, Chaitanya Nastakam. That is another book itself by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Chaitanya Sikshastakam. Sadovapasya Sriman. He has a title also. Pradama, Dvitiya, Triti, each of them has a title. First one title is this one. Sadovapasya Sriman Dhruta Manuja. The first line, few words of it is called the title. If you go to kksongs.org, you type Chaitanya Siksha Ashtakam, Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya. You'll find the links. If you go there, you will see the 8 verses. First verse is this for the Pradama Chaitanya Ashtakam. Manuja Kaye Pranayitam Vahadbir Gir Vanair is telling the Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everyone is there taking the shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that means in every way he is proving. If the demigod we are thinking they are the gods, if they are themselves are taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then what to speak of us? How can you not believe their words? So, we're going to believe the words of yours, or we're going to believe the words of the Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Mahajanas, Shastras, Sadhus? Why should I believe your words? On what basis I'm going to believe your words? So, on what Pramana? So because you commit mistakes, you have cheating propensity, you do, imperfect senses, all the 4 defects is there, you have conditioned soul. Then how can I believe your pramana? So I have to go with Shastra, Sadhu, all this, that's what Krishnadas Gauraj Goswami establishing in all different ways, through Acharya, through Sadhu, through Shastra, is quoting wonderfully. One of them is here. Vahadbir Girvanir Girisha Parameshti Pravruti Bi स्वभक्तेभ्य सुधाम निज भजन मुद्राम उपदिशम सा चैतन्य किम में पुनरपि दृशो यास्यति पदम. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always the most worshipful deity of the demigods. Because you will see, Rudradvip, so many pastimes of Lord Shiva. Panchamukha Shiva is there, even further, more places of Lord Shiva. So many pastimes in Rudradvip. Out of 9 islands of Mayapur, each island has so many pastimes. Lord Brahma's pastimes are there, Lord Shiva's pastimes are there. Even Jesus Christ's pastime is there, if I remember correctly. So many Acharya, Ramanujacharya came, who didn't come? Shankaracharya also has come. This is not the place. You are not entitled to be here. Go not in Mayapur. So it won't work for you here. So yes, so every one of them has come. So that's why you see that so many references you can find, so many pastimes, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, who came in the garb of ordinary man, bearing love for him. He instructed his own pure devotion service to his own devotees. Will he again be the object of my vision? Hari Hara Kshetra. You will say that. Lord Shiva is taking Lord Brahma's carrier and coming. Hamsa Vahana. He wants to come so fast to see what Gauranga is doing, what pastimes he wants to hear, he wants to understand, wants to relish the nectar like a bee. Yes, so wonderful. Each Lila, each the holy place, island is beautiful. This version, Pradama Sri Chaitanya Ashtakam. So he's telling exactly. You see the word here translation little different from there. So the here translation is almost exactly like Jagannath Ashtakam. So may the Lord Jagannath be the object of my vision. Jagannath Swam Nayana Patakam Bhavatme. Exactly like that. You're approaching a beautiful verse to remember. So Chaitanya Ashtakam. In this way, we can actually take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever verses we like, or the prayers we like. So many prayers are there, so many songs are also there from different acharyas on Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Paramore. There are many famous songs are there. So one of them is, we'll end with that. So many things can be said, but we'll sing this song because this gives the our conditioning state so that we take shelter fully. Songs. Kuranga bolite habe pula ka sarira. Hari Hari bolite nayane babinira. আর কবে নিতায় চাঁদে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছা হবে গৌরাঙ্গা বলিতে হবে পুলক শরীরা বিষয়াচারিয়া কবে সুধা হবে মানা কবে হেরিব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন রূপার গুণাত পদে হইবে আকুতি Kabe Remo Bujabo Se Jogala Piti Rupa Raghunada Pade Rahumora Asa Pradha Koro Ye Sadha Narottama Das. You hear from Loknath Maharaj, beautifully Maharaj sings. When will that opportune moment come to us? When there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name. While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? This will happen. This can happen. Naturally, it can happen. Provided we are taking shelter before we sleep, when we wake up, first shelter we have to take through Guru Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have to take Nityananda. Then this will happen very soon. It cannot happen in the same day, one day. It will happen after months and years, depending on how much we are submitting. It will happen to us. It's only we have to practice it. When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When by his mercy will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? You have to be patient, just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Raghunath Das Goswami, beautiful instruction, chapter 6 of, I think, Madhya Lila, is telling that. Uh, don't become like a batul. Batul. It's only Bengali. So internally we Krishna conscious, but externally we act like just like Grihastha, just like a materialistic person, pounds and shilling man. But internally you become Krishna conscious. When the time will arrive, you will get the instruction, you will get the mercy, then you get it. Now don't try to escape and run here, there, do so many things. Don't be like that. So you follow my instruction. Then he went back, and then after that, which is coming up June 4th or 6th, 8th, I think. 10th is Lord Jagannath birthday, before the Chadadahi, Danda Mahotsav. Is that by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy? Then after a year or so, then this happened. So one of them is Advaita Acharya's disciple, Idunandan, I think. I'm forgetting the name. He was there with Raghunath Das Goswami. He was his family priest. So by his mercy, then he could get out from the house. So then he could meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before that, he could meet Nityananda. By his mercy, then he could attain. He could go and get the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why this is written. Narottam Das Thakur is writing. He could understand. By his mercy, will the desire of material enjoyment become very insignificant. We'll have no more attraction for all these material things. When the mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. Then my spiritual life will be successful. So that's why if you have not gone to Sridham Mayapur, you better go. And then you can understand. Because otherwise, it will be only theory. Here also still, you may not accept it, you may not have faith. Why should I tell who's this? We have never heard Sri Gaurnitai. So what are you talking about? When you go to Sridham Mayapur and you stay in front of the deities of Panchatattva, Radha Madhava, Lord Narsingh, then you know. Among the association, you attend one Mangalarti, then you will understand what are we talking about. What is this glance look like? What a mercy. Tears has to come at that time. Tears will come at that time. But until we don't visit Sridham Mayapur, then it will be difficult to understand what the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda is. It will become difficult. That's why Prabhupada himself went to ecstasy. A few times he couldn't control himself. And wherever he was always remembering, wherever he was in any part of the world, whether it happened in France also, New Mayapur, it happened in New Panihati Dham here in Atlanta, many places, Caracas. Yes, he is remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how merciful he is. How would I can't go? I couldn't go to what is not Alaska, what is some country? One of them, Prabhupada disciple sharing. Prabhupada, this countryman, there's iron curtain country. Oh, I couldn't go. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he could go. Through his books, he could go. I couldn't go to that country. So that's why he's always remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he has given some opportunity for me to do seva throughout the world to distribute this. He's always remembering. Of course, through his lion guru. So that's why we have to also take shelter by going to the Espalida, Siddha Mayapur. visiting, taking under the guidance of devotees and the association. Then we can understand, we get the taste of it, we can remember for so many days and months what it look like. It is still like village. It's not has become commercial. It is still like village, whole place, whole temple. You walk, you chant, and you hear the pastimes. So beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Wonderful prasadam. Everything is wonderful. So, so that is what it is here. When the mind is completely purified, being free from material anxiety, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan. Then you can understand Vrindavan by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda. Otherwise, it's very difficult to enter into the. We are not Ayendra Prabhu, we are not Jananivas Prabhu, because we are not at that conscious. So we need lots of mercy, so lots of Dham Seva, Nam Seva, Vaishnav Seva. When that is there, then we can start to understand Radha and Krishna's pastimes. What is Vrindavan like? Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to comprehend. We can theoretically think and go and want to jump to Vrindavan, but it's very difficult to be in that consciousness. Love of Radha and Krishna, then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the six Goswamis, headed by that? When should I study? See that how the in the sequence how is this meeting? Because to study, scrutinizing study and understand without the mercy of Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu Goswami or Guru or guide, it's very difficult. It won't reveal. Shastra cannot be revealed. That's why Shastra Adhikar is there for the elevated souls. We don't have Shastra Adhikar. As soon as you read, you understand, you put in practice. Is that understanding we have? No, we are not at that level. So that's why we need the association of sadhus, and among the association devotees, we chant, we hear, and then by that mercy, then slowly, gradually, we come to the Shastra Adhikar. Then things will start revealing, and revelation will come, then we act upon it. But right now, it doesn't happen like that. So that's why we need to take shelter and go on practicing patiently. Headed by Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, by their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. That is the primary instruction. If you have read Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni's pastime, you simply follow. Just like Narada Muni. Repeatedly you read that chapter. That means you have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam wholeheartedly, every day. So much with great attachment you have to read. Just like Narada Muni heard from Bhakti, only 4 months. That's it. His life has changed. He has become a great devotee. Same way, Krishnadas Karan, Chaitanya, how is he submitting every chapter? Same way, if we submit it, if we follow, if we pray to him and we follow the same way, we can also develop so much love very quickly, very rapidly. To the degree we don't submit, like Krishnadas Kaviraj, we don't follow in his footsteps, then it becomes difficult to follow the path of bhakti. Thorns will be there everywhere, and we can't relish much. So that will be the problem. So that's it is important the way Narottam Das Thakur is laying out for us, and Krishnadas Kaviraj is laying out in the similar fashion. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of six Goswamis, headed by Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. Yes. Yes, because they are their Stavamala. Rupa Goswami's Stavamala has hundreds of verses. He has given only glimpse. That's why you'll hear sometimes when our Amarendra Prabhu, they'll pick up one verse and chant, or Gaurang Darshan Prabhu will come, will pick up one verse and chant from Stavamala only. Most of them are from Stavamala. So beautiful verses to understand, contemplate on it. You extract the nectar from it. So then that will give more and more revelations. So and those are the gems. That's in this chapter, third chapter. You see, look at the first verse. One day, Mahaprabhu is offering his prayers. Let the essence of Siddhanta, like a jewel mines, let it be extracted and revealed to me. I offer my obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By whose mercy, even the ignorant, the fool, can actually understand the essence of all the scriptures. First, he starts with that verse. So that means that's why we have to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru to Gauranga. You take shelter, then we can start to actually understand each and every verse as we read. Otherwise, it won't. Shastra cannot reveal to us. It will be revealed to those who are already been in the advanced stage. For them, it will be revealed. For them, it can't reveal unless we follow the path. of these acharyas. That is the point. With that, we'll stop. Already we have taken more time. गंधराज चैतन्य चरितामृता की जय, श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय, श्री राधा माधव अष्ट सखी श्रीराम मायापुर की जय. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions, corrections? Mataji, thank you. All glories to Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami, Pad, Divine Masters, Guru Varga. Thank you. Any comments, questions? If not, we'll close it with Vancha Kalparubhas. Okay? Vancha Kalparubhasya, Prabhupada, Bhayavacha, Patitam, Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo, Anantagota Vaishnavam, Vijaya, Prabhupada Vijaya. Thank you so much. Let us together chant better tomorrow morning, as I call it, Apara Ekadasi. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.